on this episode of My Strange Addiction.
I am addicted to drinking animal blood. I like to drink blood when I'm reading, when I'm relaxing, watching TV, painting. It's like having a cold and drinking a hot toddy.
And her family thinks she's gone too far.
You're kidding, right?
No.
The cravings are like somebody going without a cigarette. I want my blood.
But she's taken her addiction to a shocking level.
The long-term risk of developing HIV and hepatitis are significant.
I feel like I'm careful enough, but realistically, you never know. My name is Michelle. I am 29 years old. I am a tattoo artist, and I am addicted to drinking animal blood. Blood is as important as water to me. I like to drink blood when I'm reading, when I'm relaxing, when I'm watching TV, when I'm painting. It's never a bad time for me to drink blood.
Michelle has been addicted to drinking animal blood for the past 10 years. She needs 7 liters a week to satisfy her cravings and can't start her day without a sip.
I wake up in the morning, I pour it into my coffee cup. I drink it. I get energized. I like to cook with blood. I like to make it in soup. I like to cook it with stir fry. When I make Bloody Marys, I use vodka, hot sauce, and then I add the final touch. The blood.
When Michelle initially told me that she drank blood, obviously I was shocked. It took a while to set in and absorb.
I prefer pig's blood to beef blood because I prefer the gaminess. It's a little bit more salty than the beef blood. The consistency is like that of wine. It's just slightly thicker. And it doesn't taste like wine, but it definitely has the same ambiance. I feel it going down my throat. It's like having a cold and drinking a hot toddy. I get irritable without it. I get angry. I don't want to leave my house. I want my blood.
Michelle stocks up on animal blood at a local market, spending up to $200 a month to satisfy her addiction.
I always get curious looks when I purchase more than 3 or 4 containers of blood. And then it seems like it makes sense to them somehow. This right here is where I keep my pig's blood. I have to purchase it frozen. If it's not frozen, it goes bad rather quickly.
Before drinking, Michelle thaws her pig's blood in a bowl of hot water for 20 minutes.
This blood is room temperature right now, which is exactly the way that I like it. If I get it too warm, it becomes fairly gelatinous, but right now it goes down smoothly. Tasty. I like it.
Michelle's addiction began as a teenager when she was struggling with a deep depression.
When you feel so beaten down, that's all you know. You don't even want to leave your bedroom. You don't have friends, nothing. Which is why I started self-mutilating. When I saw that blood drip down my arm for the first time, I felt real. One day, I just decided to taste it and been tasting it ever since.
Once Michelle overcame her depression, she stopped tasting her own blood.
I haven't actually cut myself for years. I associated personal self-mutilation with severe issues. And once I got past that, I never looked back.
But Michelle's addiction has reached a shocking level.
I drink human blood as much as I can. Everybody has their own flavor, their own taste. There is definitely a difference between drinking a man's blood and a female's blood. A man's blood, to me, has always been thicker in some way.
Michelle's preferred way to consume human blood is straight from her donor.
I always make sure it's from somebody that I'm close to. Somebody that I would consider a best friend, a partner, a lover, somebody that I know inside and out. Me and Johnny have been friends now for quite a while, and I know his character well enough that I have no doubts.
When I cut myself, the pain doesn't really get to me. I'm pretty used to it, you know. I'm more focused on the aftermath, or, you know, during, you know, the process of, you know, the feeding, if you will.
It's either got to be the upper arm, it's got to be in the elbow area, or upper back, inner thigh. I try to avoid the neck, because that's way too cliche. I will always take human blood over animal blood, taste-wise. But I can't just go walk out of my house willy-nilly and be like, hey, what's up? Can I drink your blood? It's a much easier and safer for me to just go and drink animal blood. I do not want to categorize myself as a vampire. I am simply somebody that enjoys blood quite a lot. I usually ask that people be tested before I drink their blood, unless they are a very close friend of mine that I have known for a long time. But I feel like I'm careful enough to where I don't have to worry. But realistically, you never know.
If Michelle is going to drink blood from somebody and just expect that they're going to be clean, there's definitely a risk with that.
While Michelle isn't ashamed of her addiction, she doesn't share her obsession with just anyone.
My family doesn't know about my blood drinking. I just don't feel like they're going to be okay with that. And I don't want to make them uncomfortable.
I'll support Michelle one way or another. I just am concerned about her health, and I would hope that she takes all precautions.
I don't view drinking blood as taboo. I don't view it as something to be alarmed by. I do not see myself ever stopping.
Coming up.
I'm just concerned about your health.
I'm also concerned with getting hit by a bus, but it doesn't mean I'm not going to walk across the street.
And later, Michelle reveals her shocking addiction to her mother.
Mom.
For the past 10 years, 29-year-old Michelle has been addicted to drinking blood.
If I had blood as accessible as water, I would be the happiest woman on earth. I would love for it to come out of my faucet. I'd love to take a bath in it. Granted, I'm not taking a bath in it. It doesn't come out of the faucet, realistically. But I love blood that much.
Michelle consumes around 8 gallons of blood a month to satisfy her cravings. And at least once a week, she drinks from a live donor. Michelle's good friend Johnny is currently the only person she's drinking from.
Johnny and I like to do it near a table just in case something happens. I don't want to stain anything, so anything that's easy to clean up makes it a little better for us. When I'm setting up the area, I like to light candles, give it a nice ambiance. I'm going to take a couple of sterilization wipes that I have. I'm going to wipe down the area that I'm going to clean from him first. And then we begin the process. I've drinking blood from people for anywhere from 10, 15 seconds up to 5 minutes. 5 minutes would be the max for me.
I can feel her sucking the blood out of me. And I guess you could call it similar to the feeling of a hickey. You know, there's no pain. I like it.
Michelle's good friend Chad, who works with her at the tattoo shop, is concerned her addiction could have life-changing consequences. Today, he wants to open her eyes to the risk she's taking.
Watching me drink my blood make you hungry? You know, you got something on your mind. What's up?
Nothing. I'm just thinking about it. Have you thought about the risks associated with drinking blood?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of given.
So that's something that you're careful about when you're drinking other people's blood?
It is definitely something that I've had to consider. I make sure that I know everybody. Most of the people are tested.
Yeah. Is it something where you do go get tested every so many months, or?
I should be getting tested more often than I am. I can say that.
I just want you to be careful and to understand all of the possibilities. We've taken the same classes and understand bloodborne pathogens and whatnot. I just want you to protect your safety. Like, have you talked to a doctor about this?
I haven't actually had a sit down just like, yo, doc, what's up with my blood drinking?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Only because I don't want to have to deal with, you know, just telling me constant negatives.
I'm just concerned about your health.
I know, and I really, really appreciate that, but when it comes to my health, I'm also concerned with getting hit by a bus, but it doesn't mean I'm not going to walk across the street. Chad's concerns about my blood drinking were valid. I respect his opinion. I value his intelligence. However, I'm not worried about it. It's not a concern of mine. It gave me no desire to want to stop drinking blood.
Coming up, will Michelle's addiction push her mother over the edge?
Are you still gonna love me after this?
For the past 10 years, 29-year-old Michelle has been drinking at least 14 pints of blood every week. But she's never shared her addiction with her mother. After hiding her addiction to drinking blood for 10 years, she's finally ready to reveal the truth.
My mother is very important to me in my life. I love her dearly, and hopefully she still loves and supports me, whether she's okay with my blood drinking or not. I had something that I wanted to tell you.
Why do you have that look on your face?
I'm just gonna say it. Mom, I drink blood.
You're kidding, right?
No. Mom,
Why would you do that?
I just do. I can't help it. I've done it for years. I've done it for a really long time.
Why?
Because I like it. I've always really liked it. I have an affinity for it.
How often do you do that?
Pretty often.
And how does one acquire that kind of taste?
I wish I knew. I don't know. I know it's there and it's always been there. You need to know that I am safe. As safe as I can be with what I do, though. I've made sure that people had blood tests prior. There's been a couple of times if somebody didn't have a blood.
So what do people do? Cut their arm and put it in a cup for you, or are you biting people?
I don't touch anybody. They do it however they want to do it. They extract it however they want.
That's disgusting. It's weird. Even for you, it's weird.
I could still be doing worse things, you know.
It's like when I took you to get your lip pierced, and I told you then that this is not ever something I thought I'd be doing with my daughter. Well, this certainly isn't. Even for you, it's just weird.
I really don't think it's that weird. I've been doing it for years.
But don't you think you should go to a doctor and get a checkup? Good physical? Discuss it with the doctor.
I know what the doctor's going to say. I know what other people think about what I do. I know everybody just sees the downsides and being worried about it.
It's just not safe.
That's life. It's risky, Mom.
She's always been different. Since she was a little girl, she was different. Just want her to have a normal, happy life, just like anybody wants for their kids. My main concern is that you're safe. So I would feel better if you went to the doctor and you promised me that you're going to get tested.
Will that make you feel better?
Yes.
Then yes, I will go. Are you still going to love me after this?
Well, that's a given. That's a stupid question. I'm not going to stop loving you because you get weirder every day.
That's all I care about. That's all I was worried about.
I probably could have went my whole life without knowing it, but I appreciate your honesty. I love you.
I love you, Mom. I feel much closer to my mom after telling her. She was upset. She was worried. She was very shocked. But she was very supportive when I realized that I have put her through a lot, and I am not going to put her through anymore. For her sake, I will see a doctor. That's what she wants. That's what she's going to get.
Coming up, has Michelle's dangerous addiction already caused life-threatening problems?
The results of your tests are back.
For the past 10 years, 29-year-old Michelle has been addicted to drinking blood. Michelle isn't concerned with the risk she takes every time she drinks, but her mother is terrified and convinced Michelle to see a doctor.
I would rather not see a doctor, but for the physicality aspects of it and for my mother's sake, it'll just put her mind at ease. Doesn't mean it's going to change anything that I do, but I'm putting forth the effort.
You consume blood.
I do.
This is human blood, animal blood.
It's actually both.
Now, tell me, which animals are you consuming the blood of?
It is actually most frequently pig blood, sometimes beef blood, and when I can, human blood.
Now, when you tell me that you're consuming human blood, now where does this blood come from? Is it tested for important pathogens?
I drink the blood straight from them. I either know them very well and have their word, or I actually every now and then do get to see proof of it.
Okay. Now, tell me if you've had any serious medical afflictions, conditions, diabetes, high blood pressure, heart disease.
I've never really had too many medical problems. I know that once upon a time they said that I was anemic. That's really it.
Okay, very good. This is the first time I've ever encountered anybody consuming blood. So if Michelle does continue, the long-term risk of developing viral infections, which can be life-threatening, such as HIV and hepatitis, are significant, and that could shorten her life. The results of your tests are back, and I'm happy to say that the viral studies, which included the hepatitis and HIV, were negative. Additionally, I want to talk to you about the iron studies. You are anemic, as you claimed.
Okay.
Now, there are issues about consumption of pork itself, but if it's cooked properly, the bacteria and the different parasites can be safely consumed. But uncooked, there's risks of developing these infections.
Do you happen to know if, there's something in freezing it that does kill bacteria?
Certain bacteria are resistant to cold temperatures and get reactivated on room temperature. This is something that I would strongly discourage you to continue.
I knew pretty much what the doctor was going to say. I might not have known certain virus names, but I did know that they were there. The main thing that I got from this doctor's visit is that I'm going to definitely make it more of a habit to come to the doctor, get my blood tested. But from where I stand now, my blood drinking will not stop. Nothing about what society thinks matters to me in any aspect of my life. I do the things that I want to do. I live my life the best way that I can. I don't reflect society's interpretations of what is normal and who we all should be. I feel completely comfortable drinking blood. I don't feel like I need to figure it out. I like drinking blood. It is what it is. Certain things we can't change, certain things we'll never know.